Hey, what's happening? I'm Smoking Joe from the Joe Practice channel on YouTube and Facebook. And today I'm going to be doing a demonstration, doing that new swing of mine. It's called Joe Mama's Spanky Spank. I started from the top. I started doing this swing a while ago, but I never actually brought it into the field. I've used it for the first time yesterday. I shot in 98 and all my mistakes were on the green mostly. Couldn't putt to kill myself, but I shot really well. I was keeping up with the young guys. I had a lot of 250 plus yard drives, which I never had in my whole life, and I never even practiced the swing except for the yard. One of the kids who was like 35 years old was hitting the ball. Like he had been hitting it 310, 320 easy, straight on, 3 over from way back for the 18 over at Whalen. My son, he hits it 300, not as straight as this kid did. This kid was unbelievable. But these guys have been playing since they were little kids. But I was keeping up with them. I outdrove them a few times. It was unbelievable. So I'll show you what it is. So I started up. So we're going to be doing gravity and momentum. Remember that. We're going to guide that club. We're going to start it from the top. How I do it is this. When I'm throwing a baseball, I'm facing my target. So I bring it back here. So almost like a wind. I'm almost doing a wind-up like a pitcher would do. I'm pushing, my turn is a baseball turn, that baseball turn. I'm facing my target. Instead of me being here, looking that way, now I'm looking this way. And I'm delivering that blow right here. So I start my club, and I have my club with my finger down the shaft. So that would be considered a strong grip, right there. So my thumb would be down the shaft right there. So when I come into it, I got like a hammer. I'm going to be hitting the hammer. So the ball's there, or the nail would be there, and I'm hitting down on it. So when I come up, I come up this way. I address the club. I'm here. I'm almost next to the target here, and facing this way. So when I bring it down a lot, sometimes when I'm fooling around the yard, I'll go here, and then I'll do my little mulligan, and then now I'm cocked. Now I'm ready to go, and I release that. My point's right there. So that's where I'm coming into so I'm coming up to my slot this way. I'm here, I get a look at what direction I'm going into, and then I re-cock. I can go this a couple of ways, and then boom, I'm heading off. That push, that baseball push. You can be lively with it, you know what I mean? Step over. But it's that gravity and momentum. Circles. Circles, you're lining it up. Turning. All right? It's a different way of doing it. It's a different way of looking at it. When I was boxing, I was almost square to my opponent. And I did awesome because I didn't fight. My defense wasn't here, my defense was here. You know, and block and move and coming at you. I used to pretend that I was, you know, meek, and that's what I wanted to present to you. And then when I get in there, I was the predator and you were the prey. All right, so that's the, so we look at it, that's the prey, we're the predator, that's a rat. We're 2,000 years before Christ. I pull up with my buddies, you know, we got our families, we pull up with a store of fish, and then these little rats are gonna invade our stores and eat all our winter stores. So we can get these little clubs, we're gonna send them for a ride. That has to be how it was invented, the game. Think about it. North Atlantic, all those rats, you know, you can see their fathers like sending the kids out with little clubs. So this is just a different way of doing it, you know, using gravity and momentum. And I repeat this move all the time. So what we're gonna do, I'll do all different kinds of clubs. This is a 1-iron. I was spanking this 200 yards. I've never done that in a million years. It was incredible. And I haven't even been to the driving range except for here. And I hit obviously the hit rope. I've hit that thing a couple of million times. I'm not kidding you. One-handers. You can't do that with anything else. It holds up. I keep them outside. I call it the Bad Larry hit rope because Bad Larry is awesome. That's what it means. So I'll hit these balls. I'll give you guys an idea of how it's going. You know, check it out. You might like it. You know, I'm controlling that circle. You know what I mean? I'm not starting from a dead stop. I'm going, like when I'm boxing, when I used to box, I felt like I made it to a very high level, and that's what made me feel great yesterday. When I shot in 98, but I shot like as good as that kid that was, you know, that hit 3 over. I'm telling you, I was hitting the ball far with shape and real deadly around the greens. I mean, you know, I duffed a few, but you know, it's the first time out. I haven't been to the driving range. It's unbelievable. I'm just swinging on a rope in my yard. Can you believe that? So anyway, let me get this demonstration off and hopefully give you guys some encouragement and start practicing, you know what I mean? My website is joepractice.com. I'm gonna start putting these out again, all right? So I got a couple of the ones that you can punch and a couple of these ones that you can hit like this. Do a couple of reps on this and then we'll get to the fly balls. And, oh, this is my ball yesterday. That's how I mark my ball, Joe USA or Joe Mama. That Joe Mama comes from when I had my kids. My wife works nights, so I used to bring them to the gym and all the guys would call me Joe Mama. So yeah, that was furthest a lot of the times when I'd hit off the tee, I'm telling you. And I was playing with guys that were really good and they were really long. All right, so let's practice this. Remember, practice, practice, practice is the only way you can be the best. I'm coming in, remember my turn's here. I'm coming here. My club is close, so I have to almost force to keep it open. So when I hit that target, it's like a sling, it's like a sprint. Bing! I'm looking for that little spark at the bottom. Boom! You know what I mean? I'm hitting down on it. I can hit it down, and I want you to remember too. You don't. That circle doesn't have to be a sharp circle. It can be a elongated circle. Remember, I learned all these moves, you know, this way of thinking from boxing, and that's like a really tough sport. And I traveled all over the country. I never got my nose broken, you know what I mean? Because I was always thinking of different ways of doing it. So remember, you don't have to have that sharp down on it. You can kind of gradually come down on that, you know what I mean? It's the different ways of making that circle. Remember, it's gravity and momentum. We're trying to make that circle. The most powerful things in the world are circles and in the universe, right? We go in a circle around the sun, we go in a circle around whatever, you know what I mean? So this is how you use this for just exercise. I'm making a move out of it. Understand where I'm coming from with this? It's the everyday move. 15 minutes here, 15 minutes there is where you get good at something. All right, first the 1-iron. Target, see egg crate, 60 feet away. with the 1 iron. I usually can do that perfect. Anyway, the 5 iron. I know that wasn't too good either, but you know what? Hopefully you guys get a little idea of what this is, and then, you know, I can look at what I'm doing wrong and get some feedback, because I just started doing this. I really did. It hasn't been long, a couple of weeks. I played really well yesterday. $56. You see that? Oh. Big boy. 8.5 ping, and I cut it down. Got my new grips. Got them all the same. I got 12 of them, so I'm going to do all of them, plus my practice putter that I have. So my putters are both the same. So I have one in my basement I practice with, although I haven't practiced in a long time, and it showed yesterday. But that's my number one priority right now, is get my putting down, because I actually played phenomenal. So check out this, I'm gonna be hitting it, just pushing it around, you know what I mean? Trying to get that little snap going. It's all practice, you know what I mean? What else are you gonna do in your time during this coronavirus? I started really deciding I was gonna change my swing back in March. I had that top down, I'll show you how I did that. And all these too, these are all the same size, and it doesn't have a taper on them. They're called Tacky Mac. These are pretty cool. So I got 12 of them, I think, for 90 bucks. So let's go over that swing and the swing, and it's awesome for driving too. So I overcompensate, thumbs down the shaft, like hitting a hammer, do the both thumbs that way. I'm really like on the tip sometimes. I like to get a little whippy, try to get really hippie, like I'm throwing a baseball. I'm throwing. So point of contact my turn would be, so I'd be throwing. That's my throw, I've been doing that since I was probably, I don't know, my father was an athlete, although he left us when I was 5, but probably since I could throw, you know what I mean? Because I've always had an awesome arm. And I actually transferred that over to boxing, and I always had an awesome punch when I was boxing. So same push as throwing, I think. Try that out, Timmy, and your son, Terry, because I think it'll really help. Just turn a little bit more, because I couldn't figure out facing that way to go that way. You know, I couldn't do it. I mean, I got it wasn't what I thought it was going to be. I think the best I ever did on a real good course was maybe like a 18 handicap. You know, 16 was the best or 16 or 14 were the best I ever had. And that's after playing for like 30, 40 years. So now I'm springing to the class because I started swinging on a hit rope. So we're gonna do this. I'm gonna hit another one of the red balls too. Hardball baseball. All right, another demo by your buddy Smoking Joe from the Joe Practice channel, the Joe Show too. See, I was trying to turn from my feet, trying to do that baseball swing, but you have to think about it. A little bit of swaying action, a little bit of attacking action. You know, the other way that it would screw me up because I was like flat-footed and I was like pointing that way. I remember when I was boxing, some trainers tried to get me to point my feet away from my opponent, and I'm like, I don't feel good that way. I'm not going that way, I'm going that way. He's here, your opponent's here. You don't point that way. You want to point towards your opponent. Same thing with your target, right? This is gonna revolutionize the golf swing. Gravity and momentum, think about it. Everything that we do has a circle involved. The regular swing, so this would be, you'd be making a circle, right? Circle, all right? We're doing circles, right? Circle. And then you get that little momentum, and then you come back, and then you're all like torqued up. Connective energy, right? So you're here, you start, you're already moving. You know, you do that little butt thing. You know what I mean? Kind of transfer that weight. So when you're down here, so it's just another way to get up. So you're here, you're already doing your. You know what I mean? You see how that is? It's pretty cool, huh? I think it is. Try it. What do you got to lose? Especially if you've been playing forever and you're stinking it out. And you're older like me, I'm 58, gonna be 59 this summer. I like to say to everyone, my YouTube and my Facebook and everything else I do is for my grandkids. Your papa's doing good. Okay guys, this is how I do it. I'm having fun. We're in the middle of the coronavirus. Put this over on my wife works in the municipality in a public building. Every once in a while though, they don't feel comfortable. Yesterday I was playing with the young guys. Every time I'd get downwind from those guys, I'd go like this. What am I gonna do? I got sick last fall and it was not fun. So I don't want to get that again. All right, ciao. Joe from the Joe Show, your buddy. Take it easy.